Quarterfinal features two teams who've been to Peoria before. Quincy Notre Dame took home a third-place trophy in 1999. Pana was second in 2001. The Panthers return after dodging a last-second bullet in Tuesday's Super Sectional.
Three teams have advanced here at Carver Arena today. One more will take home a state trophy. Who will it be? Will it be Pana or will it be Quincy Notre Dame? Our final quarterfinal here tonight. For the call of this ball game, let's go to Jim Albrecht and Matt Tapborn.
Thank you very much, Lee. A long and exciting day, and it's not over yet. An interesting matchup tonight, Matt, because basically we're looking at a team that loves to attack offensively, which is Pana, and a team that loves to attack defensively, which is Quincy Notre Dame. Should be interesting.
Something's got to give tonight.
Let's go to the road to Peoria first, of course. As far as Pana is concerned, Casey Westfield fell by 5. They got by Paris by a dozen, and then a tough game against Olney East Richland. They won it by 4. As far as Quincy Notre Dame, they sailed against Macomb, had a tough one against a tough Brown County team, and then took out Alleman at the Mark of the Quad Cities, 62-50. When you watch Pana play, you'll see some great shooters and one great rebounder. He's our key player.
Yeah, without question, Wilt Myers leads their history in rebounding, but at 6'2", 215, he's going to have his work cut out for him tonight. He's one of 3 players on their team that averages about 14.5 a game, 4 players that average double figures. That's going to be key for them.
And as far as the Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame, a guard shall lead them. Johnny Bakke does just a lot of things well.
Without question, Johnny Bakke, the senior leader on the team, really gets their offense going. Not only scores 14 points a game, but distributes it well. Excellent three-point shooter at over 30% a game.
And when you look at Pana's score sheet after a game, it like balances itself. There's so many good scores.
It certainly does. They've had 4 players that have scored over 20 points in any game this year, so they need to keep that balance here tonight. They also need to play with pride. The pride of 1988, 1991, when they got second place to Pinckneyville. They had 2 key players on that year's team. This year they've got 4. And they also need to handle the pressure of Quincy Notre Dame. They'll keep the ball press on the full game at a 1-2-2 press.
Yes, they will, and we look forward to bringing it to you right now. Let's bring you all the young men who will stage this battle. Here's our public address announcer, Mr. Paul Herza.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association and the City of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness for this quarterfinal game, featuring the Pana Panthers, 27-4, and Quincy Notre Dame Raiders, 28-3. Now let's meet the teams. First of all, for the Pana Panthers, a 5'8" senior guard, 13, Kyle Klein. 5'10" senior guard, 20, Seth Hardy. 5'10" senior guard, 21, Jacob Litton. 6'1" junior forward, 22, Cody Ballou. 6'2" junior forward, 25, Andrew Byers. 5'10" junior guard, 30, Brad Mazier. 5'9" junior forward, Ryan Trells. 6'2" junior forward, 42, Alex Pastor. 6'2" senior forward, 44, Mitch Malaya. Now the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame. The 6'3" guard forward, senior 14, Chris Peters. 6' senior guard, 20, Adam Sturstrip. 6' junior guard, 22, Zach Greer. 5'11" senior guard, 30, Johnny Bordewick. 6' junior guard, 34, Jason Geen. 6'2" junior forward, 40, Jay Nissen. 6'3", junior forward, 42, Lucas Cramsey. 6'4", senior forward, 44, Channing Peters. 6'8", junior center, 52, Sean Emmerich. And a 6'8", junior center, 54, Brian Morrow. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's quarterfinal game. At a forward for Pana, a 6'2", senior, 43, Will Byers. At a forward for Quincy Notre Dame, a 6'5", senior forward, 24, Joe Turwell. The other forward for the Panthers is 6'2", senior, 50, Brandon Radford. The other forward for the Raiders is 6'4", senior, 32, Luke Greenwell. At a guard for Pana, 6'1", junior, 23, Mitch Adey. Another forward for the Raiders, a 6'4", senior, 50, Ryan Fessler. Another guard for Pana, 5'10", senior, 24, Drew Kasner. At a guard for Quincy Notre Dame, a 5'10", senior, 4, Johnny Bakke. The third guard for the Panthers, a 6'3", senior, 45, Evan Washburn. And a guard for the Raiders, a 6' senior, 10, TJ Kistner. Coaching the Panthers in his 5th season, a record of 127-25, is Gary Boker. Assistant coaches, Tim Kasner, John Scherzer, and Ben Scherzer. Head coach in his 8th season at Quincy Notre Dame, Scott Douglas, a record of 185-54. His coaches, Bob Sheffield, Kevin Meyer, and Kyle Frericks. No other state in America.
Peoria Christian's in, St. Anne's in, Chicago Leo is in. Will it be Pana and Quincy Notre Dame filling the final slot? These men will have a lot to say about it. Byers, Bradford, Adey, Kastner, and Washburn going for the Panthers, and for Quincy Notre Dame, Turwell, Greenwell, Fessler, and of course, Mr. Bakke and Kistner. And you'll see a lot of bodies running in and out for both of these teams, Matt.
And neither one of these teams would be shy to shoot the ball, especially Pana. They've taken 666 three-point shot attempts on the season, nearly 23 a ball game.
That's pretty phenomenal.
As soon as they cross half court, that ball's going up.
Well, they average 70 points a game, so they're going to get some points wherever the opportunity arises. Quincy Notre Dame, not shabby either in the point department, averaging 72 points per contest. Pana comes in with a 12-game winning streak. Quincy Notre Dame has ran off their last 7 into the win column, and this one heads out of bounds, and it belongs to the Panthers of Pana, who, of course, were here not that long ago, 2001, when they dropped the state championship game to a very, very red-hot Pinckneyville team.
There were 2 players on that team when I remember that, Justin Shrake and Jake Sinclair, that would put it up from anywhere on the floor. So if these players out here tonight have the same mentality, you're going to see a lot of green lights out there.
And I think they do. Adey lost the handle. Bakke, though, stepped on the end line there, and it'll stay in the Panthers' end of the court. Gary Boker has a simple philosophy. Attack the basket. If you're open, shoot. And don't think when you're out there, just play. We're not a debate team, said that man. We're a basketball team. Do the thinking elsewhere. You already know what we have to do through our various routines and practices. Here comes Johnny Bakke. They'll go right inside. That is not there, but a foul is called as Turwell went to the glass, and he'll get a couple of free throws for his efforts.
Turwell, one of the 5 seniors on this team. There's a group of about 8 seniors on this Quincy Notre Dame team that have been together for a while, and they've really been looking forward to this year as being their year. They feel like they're ready, and they've taken the steps to get to this point and really feel like they're going to do some damage here in the state tournament.
You saw a shot of head coach Scott Douglas there as a free throw rims out. And he's very much aware of all that basketball tradition in Quincy. He was an assistant coach at Quincy High before taking the position at Quincy Notre Dame. And Notre Dame has the first lead of the night. Quickly the other way comes Castner, who can set things up for Washburn, but it won't fall. Bringing it back out is 80. Castner, that's good for 3.
1 out of 2 from three-point range is a pretty good percentage anytime you can get it.
Castner came in tonight with 49 threes, making 50 now. Trouble inside, picked away out of there by Mr. Byers. Will Byers, he's built like a linebacker, but he too will shoot the 3 if you give him the space, but right now they're not going to give him any. Down the other way quickly is Greenwald all the way. Count it. Luke Greenwald, who came in averaging 9, gets his first 2 of the night, and the pace is picking up as we're tied at 3s. That one's too strong by Byers. So Castner says, what do you say we run a set play?
Byers really launched that one. Every shot attempt so far in the ballgame by Pana has been from the three-point line.
He can hit that in and out. Rebound comes down to a hustling T.J. Kistner. Kistner pushing to the glass. No, but he'll go to the free throw line. And Kistner hasn't been shooting a lot during the course of the season. He only averages 2.5 points, but as Coach Scott Douglas told me, he's got a good shot. They want him to look for a shot, and it kind of happened in the Brown County game. He just started looking at it, feeling good about it, and so the last 3 or 4 games he's been scoring.
And he's really one of the keys to them defensively, putting on that pressure full court and some of their different 1-2-2 press variations.
You're looking at a team, Quincy Notre Dame. You imagine these guys in 5th grade? Well, that's pretty much when it started. They've all been playing since 5th grade, and as Coach Douglas says, this is just the ultimate gift, the way to end that long journey for all these high schoolers right down here in Peoria. Got a nice spin on that one.
That's one of the unique things about Class A basketball versus AA is a lot of these guys will play throughout grade school and high school together, whereas AA, you have so many different grade schools that might feed into a single high school. You might only have kids that play 3 or 4 years together.
Mitch Malega threw that thing away, and Baki wants to get it on down to Greenwald, and that's easy.
Greenwald with 2 layups down the floor, and a good transition by Quincy Notre Dame, getting the ball and going down the floor.
Castner leaning. Oh, and he got a beautiful angle on that.
What a tough shot. That was actually 80 with that shot off the glass, but tough shot, got bumped a little bit, didn't get the call.
Indeed it was Mr. 80, who averages 11 points per contest, one of 4 Panthers who average in double figures, and we got a whistle away from the basketball. It's going to go against Quincy Notre Dame. Looks like Joe Turwell was whistled for the foul. Let's see. What's the call?
Well, the official made the call on number 50, Orange, but he pointed the other way, so the players thought that it was on the Quincy Notre Dame player, but now it's on the guy from Pana.
They reverse everything out there, and Baki will kick it in underneath his own basket. Turwell being very aggressive.
Nice little jump hook inside the lane that time by Turwell. Turwell, a 4th-team All-Stater, averaging about 12 points a ball game.
And here's another near steal by Johnny Baki. His coach calls him an incredible competitor. Kind of one of those, okay, checkers, okay, basketball, you name the sport, we'll go at it. And Pana trailing by 4 points, brings it on down. You're starting to see the effects of this Quincy Notre Dame pressure. Not only do they do it full court, but even in the half court, they spread that perimeter out.
Well, they really get out in the passing lanes, too. You've seen Baki already get his hands on a couple of passes his way. He really gets out there and knifes through that passing lane and tries to get his hand on the ball.
Castner trying to shake free from
another 5-second call. Boy, we've seen that a lot today in the state tournament. That must be a point of emphasis. That they're really not just going to let a guy dribble around the floor. If a guy's anywhere in the vicinity, they're going to make that count.
What a shot.
Baki, a little floater in the lane, averaging 14 points on the season. Also a 3rd-team All-Stater for the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders.
And that's not an unusual shot for Mr. Bakke. He just has that kind of body where he can create different angles and different types of fadeaways. So he gives his team a 6-point lead, and Pana goes down low. 80 has it rejected, and here comes Bakke in a hurry. He doesn't have the number, so he'll wait for fellow Raiders.
You could have taken your pick that time with the block shot, but I believe it was Turwelp who got his hand on that ball.
Greenwald again with the left hand.
Greenwald does a great job of using that left inside. He's laid 3 in from that side already in the ball game.
Biggest lead of the early night for Quincy ND. And now we've got a foul away from the basket, and it's going to go against Pana.
Well, he's pointing the other way, but I'm still waiting to see who it's against.
Joe Turwelp was celebrating the whistle. And we are coming the other way. We got a timeout. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. And Chevrolet. Stop by and see your local Chicago, Northwest Indiana, or Central Illinois Chevy dealer today. And AGCO. You've got to drive one. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Apt Electronics and Appliances. For the largest selection of electronics and appliances at the best possible price, visit Apt in Glenview and Massey Ferguson. It's what to depend on. Quincy Notre Dame getting aggressive again on the offense. Force it inside, and Felser kicks it back out to Greenwald. Bakke always under control. This pass almost gets away, but Felser with the good hands goes up on the glass and gives Quincy Notre Dame a 10-point lead.
Quincy Notre Dame's got some really exchangeable players out there with Felsner, and you got Greenwell and Turwelp all inside. All 3 of those guys about the same size.
Mitch Malega counters at the other end. Mitch, one of those foursome that comes off the bench. There's a pass inside, which is almost picked away. Pana had it, and I think they will maintain it. Well,
I think there's going to be a foul called in this situation against Luke Greenwell.
Yeah, Washburn got in the passing lane, took that thing away, and then Greenwell fouled Washburn, so Payne's coming the other way. That's 4 team fouls on. I'm just looking at the fouls here, and you can read those stats on your TV screen as far as the comparisons are concerned, but the big number there is that both these teams score right around 70 points a game. Payne is going to have to fire away some threes. Malega inside has that one rejected. Looked like Felser got a hand on it, and Bakke's coming in a hurry with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Spinning and not getting it, but down there is
Turwelp's off the board again.
Turwelp, Greenwell, Felser, all very aggressive inside, and again a 10-point lead. Oh, Kastner counters with a nice 15-foot pull-up.
A rare 9 3-point shot for the Pana Panthers.
Kistner almost lost control of that, but they go down low to Bakke, who backs in. Ball knocked out of bounds, and the Raiders will maintain possession and bring in some fresh bodies. Sean Emmerich, the 6'8 junior, is coming in, and so is Zach Greer. Also coming in is Chris Peters, so 3 new faces out there for head coach Scott Douglas. And right away, Turwelp gets the ball, but a little too much activity with the feet to turn over the other way. Payne's got Kyle Klein in the ball game as well, number 13, as Kastner brings it up. Klein usually comes in and fires a 3. I think that's why Gary Boker wants him in there. Out front, it's Washburn. No, not even close. Rebound coming down the other way to Peters. Eight-point lead. Will it be more? Turwelp can't get it. And we've got whistles. And they're looking at Pana.
Clearly a hold that time, as Emmerich did a good job of getting after it on the rebounds. And the nice thing I like to see out of that is a 6'8 kid keeping the ball up high. Didn't bring it down low and just force the other team to foul him to prevent him from laying the ball back in.
Emmerich, the junior, does score. He averages 8 points a contest, so he makes the most of his PT. This one will roll in, and it's back to 9 for Quincy Notre Dame with 2 minutes remaining here, as you can see in the first quarter. Winner Takes on Chicago Leo tomorrow in our second semifinal. The first one's already set. Peoria Christian is taking on Winnebago. Too much iron. Terwelp, though, spins and doesn't get the roll. But back is Emmerich.
Emmerich knows where he's going to score his points, right next to the basket. He's been right there a couple of times to get the rebound that time for the putback.
Kastner needs a three. Too much iron. Rebound is Pana's as they fight for it and bring it out. Now it's knocked away. Malega had it taken away. Emmerich comes up with it.
Active hands defensively all over the floor for Quincy Notre Dame.
Peters sends home three with the left flick. And it's 23-9, and Pana's in some trouble.
They have got to start hitting some of their shots. And Quincy Notre Dame shooting 75% in the ball game because they're shooting so many layups.
There is no shot forthcoming as Johnny Bakke picks up the turnover, goes and gets it blocked on the way up. Nicely done on that end by Radford, and down the other way comes Pana, and that one's blocked, but going to the foul line will be Mitch Malega.
Boy, Emmerich really went after that with some force. Made sure that he had to earn those 2 points. Got the block on the play, but also had a lot of body against Malega.
Well, I mean, if you're Pana right now, you've got to be thinking they can't keep this up. 75%, 70% right now, according to those stats, 9 of 13. Malega makes it double digits for Pana on the scoreboard. Quincy Notre Dame started the season number 2 in the preseason polls. This rebound comes down to Felser, who he plays much bigger than 6'4". Bounce pass inside is ill-advised, and out of there is Pana with it, saving.
Yeah, really not a smart pass that time. He had 3 players guarding Emmerich on the post and just tried to force one into him.
Will the threes start raining for the Panthers? If not, it could be a long night, but they're used to threes. They've hit 213 of them this season. And Gary Boker says, why don't we just kind of hang unless something opens up a surefire thing across the lane, and that's a dangerous pass. Radford couldn't get his hand on it because Emmerich knocked it out of bounds with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Payne has attempted 6 threes and hit only 1. Evan Washburn checks out now. They want to get Klein on track, but he just can't seem to find an opening. 80. We'll wait for a little clock to burn. Eighty better hurry. He'll force it against 3 people, get it blocked, and we've got a whistle from across the court, and that block will be a personal foul. It looks like Felser. Yeah, it looks like.
I would have thought that would be on Peters, if anybody. I thought Fessler might have had the hand up and got his hand on the ball for the block.
At any rate, Mitch 80 will go to the free throw line where he is very proficient, 81% on the year. Checking out is Drew Kastner right now. Checking in is Ryan Trells. Trells wears number 40 for the Pana Panthers, who came in 27-4, but have some work to be done here in the first half. Quickly, don't get a shot off, but it's all Quincy Notre Dame in the first quarter. 23-12 is our score. Gary Boker and the Panthers have some work to do. We're back after these local messages.
And welcome back to Carver Arena. Quincy Notre Dame, the 23-12 lead over Pana. The last time Pana was here, Amanda Boker was getting married to Coach Boker. And now you're back, and now you've got more good news.
Yes, I'm pregnant with our first child, and I'm due in August.
So it's kind of a cyclical thing. You have a big event in your life, and you have something going on. You come down here.
That's right. Yeah, we have a big event. We like to come here.
Gary says that you have to now have a baby every March, right?
My father-in-law said now we have to have a baby every year, so I don't know that that's going to happen, but...
Well, maybe we'll see Pana here every other year.
I think we can handle that.
All right, guys, the good news is Amanda's only 4 months pregnant, so we're not going to have any kind of issues up here in the stands, all right?
There you see the soon-to-be proud papa, but not proud of how things are going so far. Gary Borker's team just giving up too many easy baskets inside. Ryan Felser picked up the garbage rebound the last time down and made it a 13-point Quincy Notre Dame lead. Now we've got a technical on the Pana bench. I believe it might have been on Boker. I'm not sure. He wasn't happy with the no call down there right before Felser put the ball back in, and Adam Terstrup misses the first technical free throw.
Coach Boker wanted a charging foul that time. Didn't get the call, and as you saw, Fessler just got the rebound and put it back in on the other side.
Well, so far a 3-point trip down for the Raiders, and with another bucket, it could be a 5-point trip, and the biggest lead of the night's already on the board. It could expand. Pana lives by the 3. Right now, they're dying by it, or the lack thereof. Felser all the way across, and that one gets away, but hustling after it is Greer. This is Emery. This is good.
Emmerich's a good-looking 6'8" junior. He's come in and really looked to score and look for his opportunities and made the most of them.
There's a 3 way off the mark. Byers wasn't even close. He's tried 3 shots. All 3 have been from beyond the arc. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats here, and as you'll see, that's why the big numbers show up the way they are.
Yeah, primarily field goals, but you look at 3-point shooting. Again, 1 for 6 in the first quarter for Pana. They really tried to get something going there, and that's been their Achilles heel so far in this ball game.
Right now, Pana's just going to have to kind of try to right themselves like that. Get the bucket by Will Byers. Just kind of get into a bit of a rhythm. Not look at the scoreboard right now. They trail by 14.
And again, that was Byers' first shot attempt inside the 3-point line. He's able to knock it down.
And a lot of people for Quincy Notre Dame are resting right now. Inside, not this time for Felser. We've got a late foul on Emery coming in, trying to pick up the slack.
Boy, give Byers a lot of credit there for the hustle on that play. He not only blocked the shot of Fessler as he was going in for the shot, was able to go after the ball and get the rebound and draw the foul against Emery.
You just want to try to whittle this thing down below 10 before the break. That's pretty much Pana's mission at this point in time. Of course, Pana down here in 2001, finishing second. In a hurry is 80. Glass, no. Felser high for the rebound. Out comes the Raiders in a hurry. Turwelt gets it on over to Kistner, and that's kissing the glass.
Great controlled break that time by Turwelt. Did a good job of keeping the ball in the center of the floor, didn't go too far in the lane, and was able to dump it off to Kistner.
They've got so many variations of that 1-2-2 ball press, Quincy Notre Dame does, and they just kind of, call out the play, and that confuses the guards up front. And you can see that Kastner's not having an easy time getting it up court. Chris Peters will check back in for Quincy Notre Dame.
Greenwell's going to step out. He picked up his second foul on that play away from the ball, or away from half court anyway, in the back court, still 60 feet away from the basket.
Man, Quincy Notre Dame scored 30 points in 10 minutes. Rack them up. 80 waits. Kastner needs it, and it's short. Pana does not need one of those nights, but they're having it right now. Turwelt will be called for double dribble.
Just tried to bounce the ball down. It didn't come back up to him. Slipped out of his hands, but you could see it. You could just hear, we're close to the Pana bench here, and you could just hear a sigh when they missed another 3-point shot. 1 for 8 in the ball game so far.
But you got to keep going, or else get Byers loose inside. When Felser's not in there, that's a little easier. But Felser is in there. Byers is inside, and that's Glass, and he'll try to get the traditional 3.
Much more under control going to the basket. Not really panicking at this point, although they're down 14. Just trying to get something going offensively. We saw that in the game earlier today with Winnebago. They couldn't buy a shot from the three-point range either. They were 1 for 13 at one time and just kept chipping away, and were able to come back in the ball game.
Mitch Malega checks out for the Panthers as Byers finishes up that trip with the free throw, and it's back to a 13-point lead for the men with the basketball. Quincy, Notre Dame. Peters will try. That one's not going to go, but Peters will scramble after it, and it'll be Quincy Notre Dame's ball because Peters didn't give up. He hustled after it. It finally went off of Mitch 80.
Peters has been very active as well coming off the bench. He's averaging about 5 points a ball game. They've got a lot of contributions over the course of the year from their bench.
Bakke, that's his move. Not this time. Byers had it tipped away and gathered in by Mitch 80, who's coming up quick. They need a three. Will they get it? No. Washburn can't buy it. It's slapped out of bounds by Pana's Brandon Radford. I mean, they hit 3 of these and we got a game, you know, but they just can't seem to buy that. And
you know, I guess that's their game plan, to keep putting it up.
Scott Douglas of Quincy Notre Dame says this is a big, long, and lanky team. It's quick, it's athletic, and it wants to get out and go. We'll play half court if we have to, but we'd prefer not to. A turnover for Quincy Notre Dame, and we've got a timeout as Pana still looks at the long uphill climb. We're back after this on the IHSA Television Network. We're back at the Carver Center, the Peoria Civic Center, Carver Arena. Jim Albrecht and Matt Taphorn. There you see Scott Douglas, who likes the way things are going. Of course, Notre Dame has had many names. Notre Dame through 59, then the Christian Brothers, then the Catholic Boys for about 5 years. And since 1975, they have been Notre Dame. Felser looked at it, got a good look, but didn't buy it. It's tipped out of there, and here comes Pana in a hurry. It's 80 all the way down, off the glass and good.
That's the second time 80's made kind of an off-balance bank shot. Again, taking it to the basket. Pana's been much more successful.
Peters almost walked, and now TJ Kistner will say, okay, let's just kind of slow it down just for a moment. Turwelp is called for walking again.
And that's the 6th turnover now for Quincy Notre Dame against 7 for Pana. We talk about the shot opportunities or shot selection that Pana has had in this ball game. They're 6 out of 9 when they shoot the ball inside the three-point line, only 1 out of 9 outside the line.
So what you're saying is maybe you should set up shop inside for a while?
Think about getting a little bit closer.
80 out front, looking for a pick, but that Quincy Notre Dame defense,
fouled.
He did, but no call. Rebound comes down, and Kistner got an elbow in the eye.
The official 80's whistle over there. Thought there was a foul on the play.
I was about to say that even when you set up picks on the perimeter, Quincy Notre Dame is just so quick to get out there, and they force you to go on almost a detour route. You can't just cut the pick right there and get your shot. TJ got the roll. And it's back to an 11-point lead for Quincy Notre Dame, but all Pana needs to do is find their stroke. And this is kind of a nightmare for Gary Boker because the last time he was on this floor was that championship game, and of course his 2 scorers just couldn't buy anything in that championship game in the first half, and now we've got a whistle and a foul against Pana.
Wow. That's the official opposite the play making that call, and the official right on top of the play did not blow his whistle. That's a tough call for Pana in that situation.
Yeah, especially when you just got the ball back and you're looking to cut this 12-point deficit. But they'll have to live with it. Johnny Bakke. Bakke does what needs to be done. You want him to score, he'll score. You want him to just set people up, he'll gladly do that as well, and then always play that D. Turstrip to Bakke, which is his territory. Not this time, but Turstrip is right there again. That's Turwelp, excuse me, with the miss. The other way, we've got a 2-on-1 break. Klein can't get it. Klein gets it back, but a whistle will hold things.
Byers just came in like a bull in a china shop and knocked about 3 guys over. Picked up his 3rd foul as well.
Oh, man, that's bad news for Pana. Their leading rebounder is coming to the bench with 3:31 remaining yet in the first half. They can't get shots to drop, and they're down by 12.
Just really out of control that time by Byers going after that rebound. They had 2-on-1 break and couldn't get a good look at the basket. It settled for about a 15-foot jump shot.
Klein couldn't get it to fall. And so now Bakke, who's only a 56% free throw shooter, and of course free throw shooting for Quincy Notre Dame is described by their coach as a mystery. He's got a team of good shooters, but they only shoot 60% from the free throw line as a team.
Well, that's about where they're at today. They're 7 for 11.
Look at 80. Very aggressive. 80 missed his first try, but not his second.
I've really been impressed by 80 out there. He really goes after the, he's aggressive going to the basket. This time he gets inside, goes strong after his own rebound, up strong again. I believe it's Fessler on the foul. And that'll be his, that's actually only his first foul.
And of course 80 really set the tone in the super sectional win against Olney with 18 points, and most of those came in the first half.
No, that's a correction. That was Fessler's second foul.
The other way is Kistner. Well, this is not a shot you want. He walks.
Well, they call an offensive foul there.
Oh, Turwell.
I really thought that was a travel, but they said he cleared out on the block first.
Well,
another turnover.
With a 10-point deficit, Pana's seeing a little opening to the door right now. Radford gets it over to Klein. Klein hasn't got his usual 3-pointer to drop off the bench yet. So 80 says, let's see where everybody's at. '80 has the ball knocked away, but a whistle.
Yeah, he was fouled first by Bakke out on the top.
And to the free throw line goes Pana. It's not automatic for 80, but it's pretty close. 81% from the stripe. There you see Gary Boker. Boker said, last time I was here, it was all too fast, kind of a blur. Didn't know what was expected of us. This time around, it's a lot more calm, at least for the coach, and he can pass that along to his players as well. And all these Pana Panthers you see on the floor tonight, they were all up in the stands rooting their team on as freshmen. The last time that Pana was down here and made it all the way to the state championship game. Well, this is as close as Pana's been for a while. It's an 8-point game. Turwell being bothered. That might be 5. It was 4.
And he had lost the dribble, so he couldn't dribble out of that play. Pana clearly picking up the defense here.
Chaining Peters into the ball game, and that one's slapped out of bounds. Number 44. Make that Channing Peters into the ball game. And again, Byers on the bench with 3 fouls. Jumper is much needed, and it's there by Joe Turwell. That was just a pretty little 13-footer that nestled in and put the lead back to 10 for Quincy Notre Dame.
Quincy Notre Dame does a great job on their out-of-bounds plays underneath the basket, really getting a good look. That time Turwell once again had a nice look at the basket and was able to knock it down.
Double-A score in. Peoria Central took care of Pekin by a dozen tonight. To the free throw line goes Mitch Malega.
Peoria Central is going to be a team to be reckoned with this year. I know they won the state tournament last year, but I think they've improved themselves. Sean Livingston's probably one of the player of the year candidates, and they've got a lot of size. Brandon Lee's playing very well, and Jacob Mottler is their point guard. He's very underrated.
Just over 2 minutes left here in the first half, and I'll tell you what, you saw a shot at Gary Boker there, and if he goes into the locker room only down by 8 or 7, he's going to feel pretty good, because his team has not played up to their offensive potential, but Quincy Notre Dame's defense has a lot to do with that.
Notre Dame has really focused their offense in the paint area right there where Turwelp is. Little kick out, and that's why they're shooting 57% in the first half.
Peters. Back low they go again. Blocked, but a foul as Turwelp will go to the free throw line. That foul will be on Brandon Radford. Now he's going to...
Turwelp does a great job inside. Gets himself low, spreads himself out in the block area, makes body contact with the defender, and is able to find the defender and get to the basket.
Malega was raising his hand as if to say, no, give it to me, but it is against the senior Radford, and the free throw finds its own. Turwelp, who averages 11.5 points a game, another one of those seniors.
Joe Turwelp's cousin goes to Quincy Senior High. He's going to Southwest Missouri State to play basketball. One of the best teams in the Gateway Conference for the women's basketball. Talent runs in the family.
I'll tell you what, they've taken Castor just out of his game. Castor came in averaging 14, and he just hasn't been able to get a shot off. And now we've got contact out front as a pick was set. Peters will be charged with a foul, number 44, as he knocked down number 44 on the other team, Mr. Malega. Malega's not proficient at the free throw line, but he's got to think about it. In and out and back out. Of course, Pana had to go through Charleston this year, which is kind of unusual for them. Charleston, a loaded region with the likes of Teutopolis, Effingham, St. Anthony, and Lawrenceville, but they survived the reroute. They're here. And now more contact out front.
Good solid screen that time by Channing Peters. Really held his ground, was able to draw the foul against Klein.
Peters, another senior. And of course, Quincy Notre Dame. Keeping the pressure on. Pana, of course, has been down here before, and they had a coach named John Blackburn who took a team to state, lost in the quarterfinals in 1981. And then Mr. Blackburn left the coaching ranks to go into the insurance business, and lucky for us he did, because now John Blackburn is the CEO of Country Insurance and Financial Services, and they, of course, one of our major sponsors and the sponsor of the shootout, Slam Dunk, and we don't know if we'd even be on the air without Country Insurance. So John Blackburn still kind of bringing basketball to the state, just in another way.
Well, it's people like John Blackburn who've been in this environment that understand the March Madness experience and why they want to be involved as a corporation.
Pana down by 12 and trying to find a crease or just use clock and get into the locker room. Every Raider sticks to an orange jersey. Along the baseline is Evan Washburn, and he gets it to fall with 35 seconds remaining. And now Kistner, the other way, will go to the free throw line. Well, Quincy Notre Dame did not want to hang on for the last shot. That honor will go to Pana, but not until Mr. Kistner goes to the free throw line, trying to get his team back up by the dozen.
I would think anything 10 points or within 10 points by Pana going into halftime has got to be a moral victory, because I don't think they played to their potential here in the first half.
Down by 11 now, and that's 7 points for Kistner. We said he was looking to score more lately, and that's proven itself out. One of two. How does 80 want to play it? One shot, says head coach Gary Boker. Quincy Notre Dame, well, he's going to force it and get it. Nice running left-hander by 80, and 10 seconds are left. A steal attempt up top. In a hurry is Kistner. Open on the side is Peters. He'll drive, get it blocked, and that's the way. Whoa, we've got some injuries down there underneath the basket. Coming down hard was Radford after the block, and When the whistle blew, there was still some time left on the clock. And let's see if they asked to reset it. Now it's just 0.7. Less than a second. Up. Not there. Turnstrip tried to get it. Got a touch. But as we said, Pana's not feeling all that bad. Just down by 9. A pretty high score in first half. 39-30 is our score. Quincy Notre Dame is up on top. Lee Hall is standing by with Scott Douglas, who's in his 8th year with 185 wins and 54 losses. And now we'll get his take on those first 16 minutes. Lee?
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. Coach, you guys came out guns blazing. You had to know Pana was going to make a run, and they did that.
They did. They're a great team, and they, they shoot the ball well. They're attacking us on the offensive end, and we've got to come out and play, a better second half because I think they're going to play better, and we're obviously going to have to play better to win a ball game. They shoot the ball very well. We ended up putting them on the line a little bit too much. We've just got to play a little smarter.
Okay, good luck to you second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, back to you, Jim.
Thanks, Lee. 1 of 9 from the three-point line, but they only trail by 9. So Pana's in the locker room talking about what they must do. And as you heard head coach Scott Douglas say, hey, we got to play a better second half. We're back after these local messages.
And welcome back to Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. Quincy Notre Dame, the 39-30 lead here at halftime. A lot of folks get to come down here and participate in the state tournament, and chief among them, the band from Trenton Westland, selected to come down here this day. Rodney Washburn is the band leader here. And tell me what you go through. What's the selection process like to get to play down here at the state tournament?
There was an application that had to be filled out, and then an audition CD that was made.
And if you could just tell me what kind of other places you play. Do you do other things than just band at school?
Our pep band plays at a lot of home games, boys and girls games, and then we also do a lot of marching activities, concert, jazz.
Tell me about the songs you guys play. It seems like a lot of bands come up with the same songs. What's the selection process? Do you sneak in a few heavy metal ones in there or what?
No, well, unfortunately, we do on occasion. Yeah. Just try to find things that the crowd will love to hear.
Yeah. Tell me how many members you have here, and I'm assuming it's all ages?
We have about 55, 9 through 12.
All right, why don't you hit a number here for us, strike up the band. I've got my cowbell, we're ready to go. Trenton Westland High School. What are we hearing here?
This is Hot Time.
Hot Time, here we go. I need more cowbell.
Put a lantern in the shed. Cow kicked it over and his eyes said it'll be a hot time in the old town tonight.
All right, Trenton Westland, way to go. Good job. Thank you, Mr. Washburn. Appreciate it. The band from Trenton Westland will be back with more after this local break.
Back at the Peoria Civic Center as we await the invitation for the final piece to the Final Four puzzle as we get to the last day of Class A basketball in the state of Illinois. And right now, Pana is not holding the edge as Quincy Notre Dame came out, jumped on them early. They chipped away towards the end there, and kind of a moral victory, if you will, for Pana. But I'm sure Gary Boker, the head coach, isn't thinking about moral victories right now.
No, he's not. He's got to really force his team to think attacking the basket. They clearly were not successful shooting the threes, which they've taken quite a few this year. Yeah. But their success was inside the three-point line.
And, of course, they were without Will Byers, their big man inside, who fired up a couple of threes early, then did get inside but got into foul trouble, so he'll be back to start the second half. But Quincy Notre Dame is holding the edge here as they have deservedly done so in the first 16 minutes. Let's take a look at the statistics, and it'll bear out that QND lead.
Yeah, you look at the disparity for Pana from the three-point line, 1 for 9, but in their total field goals, they've gone 9 for 15 at 60% inside there. Both teams get a lot of free throw attempts in the first half, rebounds about a push, and Quincy Notre Dame's got more assists because they've taken the ball to the action. Both teams turn the ball over a little bit more regular than what they'd like to, 7 for Quincy Notre Dame and 8 for Pana.
Steals not a real factor as far as individuals.
Michael
80 hasn't thrown up a three-pointer, has he?
Yeah, Mitch 80's done a great job. He's got 13 points to lead away, but as you said, has not attempted the three-point shot. 5 points for both Byers and Kastner, and to lead the way was Turwelp for Quincy Notre Dame. He's done a great job of getting position inside, getting the ball up off the glass.
And we said Kistner was getting more aggressive with the basketball on the offensive end, and he's proven that tonight with 7 points early. But it's all about balance for both of these teams, and if Pana insist on winning this game with threes, then they better find their mark, because it's just not going to happen otherwise.
And we really haven't seen that Quincy Notre Dame pressure, either full court or otherwise, the ball press, the 1-2-2 they use. We haven't seen that be the cause of any problems that Pana's have. They've been a little quick on the shot, haven't really gotten into any kind of an offensive set, moved the ball at all on the offensive end, and to create some opportunities. If Mitch 80 can do it, the rest of the team can do it as well. He just needs to get everybody to buy into it.
And I'm expecting pretty big things from Will Byers when this second half starts, because Will has the school record for rebounds. I think he's just going to get a lot more aggressive. As a senior, of course, you know this could be my last game, and you don't need a lot of incentive from your coach at that point in time, especially when you played as much ball as some of these seniors have on both teams, for that matter.
No, these guys didn't come down here to play one day. They wanted to play the entire weekend.
So we shall see if Pana can come back. Quincy Notre Dame has other ideas. We're back with more from the Peoria Civic Center after these local messages.
And we are back at Carver Arena, 39-30, Quincy Notre Dame leading Pana here at the break. We are with Pana head coach Gary Boker. Coach, it looked like Quincy Notre Dame wasn't going to miss a shot there early on. Your guys fought back and got it to single digits at halftime.
No, yeah, that's a great signal for us of just how good our bench comes in. We had Will Byers and Drew Kasner, our two leaders on the bench, and Kyle Klein comes in, and Mitch Malega comes in and plays great basketball and gets us back in the ball game and gives us a chance here at halftime with, like you said, cutting to single digits.
All right, good luck to you second half, Coach. Congratulations on the baby.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, back to you, Jim.
And let's take a look at some of the highlights. Matt?
Well, again, Quincy Notre Dame did a great job. Greenwell get out in transition a couple of times early on. He did a great job with 6 points early on. And again, here's another angle, different play. It looks like the same exact play, but he just got out ahead of the pack a couple of times. Malega did a good job off the bench, as Coach Boker said. He came in, got a couple of buckets, and here's Byers getting inside, getting away from that three-point line, getting one of those shots inside. And from the perimeter, you also see Quincy Notre Dame doing a good job as well. And then down the stretch, we also have Washburn right there towards the end of the half, taking it to the basket. And also Mitch 80, what a job he did in the first half. 13 points, 4 out of 8 from the field.
It's a 9-point deficit for Pana. We're back after this on the IHSA television network. Activity outside of Carver Arena, high atop the 12th story, right across Jefferson Street in downtown Peoria. Pana having trouble out front, but fortunately a foul will be called on Kistner as Kastner.
Well, Kastner versus Kistner there.
Yeah.
Kistner picks up his second foul. 3 fouls for both Kastner and Byers in the first half. They let them go in the game with 2. That was not the case with Quincy Notre Dame, as if they got two fouls, they were on the bench.
Kastner almost had it picked again. It's on the floor. Kastner is going to be fouled again. And if that's against Felser, that's not a good start for Quincy Notre Dame.
That's his 3rd foul. Two quick fouls against Quincy Notre Dame, trying to put the pressure on Kastner on the perimeter.
And they're almost getting it done. The ball's coming loose, but Kastner's hustling after it and keeping it alive. 80's going to try to find somebody and almost throw away there.
Well, I really thought 80 did a good job in the first half of handling the ball. I'm surprised he doesn't have the ball in his hands again this half.
Byers alone on the baseline. 18-footer won't fall. Rebound comes down to Turwell. Greenwall in a hurry. Wide open is Johnny Bakke. He feeds it off nicely inside, and we'll have whistles as Turwelp was contested on the way.
And what's important there is Bakke had an open shot momentarily, but instead of taking that shot, took it in, drove the lane, was able to dump it off to Turwelp and draw the foul.
There you see the results from earlier today. Peoria Christian will take on Winnebago, and Chicago Leo is waiting to see which of these two teams they'll line up against.
Another basket out of their inbounds plays, that time by Greenwell. They do a great job of getting a good screening action inside. That time Greenwell with the inside position in the layup.
Kastner forces it, draws a foul.
That's only Turwelp's 2nd. That's a 3rd team foul already here in the first minute of the second half.
And these teams, both being very deep, may have to use every inch of that bench. Because foul troubles are starting to pile up on both sides of the ledger here. Kastner, a 78% free throw shooter, shows you why. You know, you think of all the teams that have lived and died by the 3. They know how streaky they are. You can see we'll be on the air at 11 bright and early tomorrow morning. Join us then for the semifinals.
The tough thing about that is when you play in a big arena like this, you're used to smaller gyms.
Right.
When you get into a big arena, there's not as much depth perception, and a team that relies on the 3-point shot typically struggles in this environment.
Almost a turnover at the other end, but Quincy Notre Dame manages to stay in control. Kistner's open, driving, and he'll go to the free throw line. Boy, he has been very, very aggressive with the basketball tonight.
And once again, they passed up a potential 3-point shot to take it to the basket. Again, that's the emphasis that they're placing on this ball game. They have more size inside than Pana, and they're really trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they don't feel that they have to fire up that 3. I mean, they'll take it, but they've only put up 3 so far this evening, made one of those. Kistner will try to make it a 50% deal. .42-31 as 80 and company look to get hot. Kastner, there's one.
Better look that time by Kastner. Really got his shoulder square, toes to the line, was able to knock down the big shot.
And suddenly it's an 8-point deficit for Pana. Plenty of time left.
Yeah. Absolutely. 6 minutes left here in this quarter. You know, got the whole entire fourth quarter to play, and Pana just needs to chip away a little bit.
Greenwell inside. They find a wide open Terwelp, and that's a 10-point lead.
Good two-man game.
Bad pass. Kistner, count him.
Just getting ready to say, Emmerich's done a great job off the bench. Really did a good job with the double team of finding the open man. And then Kistner fouls it up with a steal and the layup.
Boy, it was 8, and now suddenly it's back up to a dozen. Kastner with a tough angle. That won't fall. Tip back up. Fought for, and coming down with it is Terwelp. And all alone at the other end, it's Johnny Bucky. And it's back up to 14.
Pana's going to take a timeout here. Get things under control.
Well, it was a 9-point deficit at the break, but now Gary Bunker and the Panthers are looking at a 14-point deficit. It looked like they had the momentum going after the 3 by Kastner, but then you can't give up that turnover in the easy bucket.
No, Quincy Notre Dame's really pounding the ball inside once again. Every basket they've had here in this second half has all been either on a transition layup or pounding the ball inside or getting to the free throw line. That's what they were successful in the first half, how they extended their advantage in the first half, and they're just trying to pick up where they left off in probably the first 10 minutes of the ball game.
Well, win or lose, and usually it's win for Pana, but over the course of a season, only one team will prevail down here at Peoria. But win or lose, there's a lot of fans, a lot of young fans back in Pana who admire and, dare I say, worship these seniors because before I finish that story, let's go to Lee Hall.
All right, thanks a lot. Now there's a huge mass of Quincy Notre Dame fans over on the other side of the arena. This group is like, yeah, the leper colony. They've been isolated over here. They got kicked out and they came back in. Tell me what happened. You guys had to move because you didn't have tickets for here, but then you got back in. How'd you get back in?
The Breeze people gave up their seats and gave their ticket stubs to us so that we could sit down here. So we'd like to say thank you to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Bree. You cannot stop the Raider fans. You cannot stop the Raider fans.
Kastner on the baseline. No, you cannot. Will they count it?
Basket counts. Kastner will go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity.
And I was about to say, all the young people who look up and admire these 17 and 18-year-old kids. Before the bus got to Peoria, they had to make stops at Tower Hill Grade School. All the kids waving at the basketball players. Lincoln Grade School, Washington Grade School, St. Pat's. I think that's called their feeder program, basically, at that level. 3-point play by Kastner makes an 11-point ball game again, and he's come out much more aggressive here in the second half. Of course, when you pick up those early fouls, it has, almost a turnover, and it is. Terwelp didn't have anybody to pass it to. 80 gets it over to Kastner, and we've got a charge, and I don't believe that call.
Well, and that's the second time that same official has made a call away from the ball that doesn't appear to be his call. The official underneath the basket doesn't even blow his whistle, and the official away from the ball, basically from our camera angle, makes the call. The official, you can see him right there on the baseline, did not do a thing.
Oh, a nice cross-court pass, and that will not fall for the junior Emmerich.
Boy, Emmerich, I'm really impressed with him. He gets up and down the floor for a kid 6'8", really reacts well to a turnover and transition. That time he got down the floor and was able to draw the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And getting back to that charge, from the angle we saw it on the replay, it did look like the man was set. So when they're bang, bang like that, it depends on your angle, but the guys in the stripes are the ones who have to make the calls. Everybody in the place, of course, is a referee, but not a lot of people want to wear the stripes. That's the difference. Back up to 12 after the free throw. Bradford gives it up to Washburn, and now at the other end, it's 80 up, and won't get it. Ball is coming down to Baki. Baki kicks it out on the wing. This is Turwell floating, hitting. They just get down so quick.
Great job by Turwell to avoid the contact inside as he's taking the ball to the basket.
More contact out front, no call as Kastner hits the deck. Oh, all alone down there is Malega, and he can't get it. Malega had the quick look, see, and it wouldn't fall, and Pana's got problems. They're down by 14, and Quincy Notre Dame looks like the team that started off the season rated number 2 in the state. They came in tonight rated number 4. A season of lofty expectations, and they're not letting people down.
No, this game right now is at a point where it's starting to get out of reach or out of hand for Pana. Quincy Notre Dame really sensing that they've got the advantage and are starting to really attack at this point.
Steal out front by 80. 80 all the way down. Count them up. Mitch 80 with an important pick and the follow through.
His first basket of the second half. He's got 15 for the ball game.
First you get it below double digits, then you chip away. But will Quincy Notre Dame allow that? The Raiders averaging 72 points a game as whistles blow, and we've got a foul against Pana.
80 reaching from behind to try to pick that ball. It's about the second or third time he's done that in this ball game. Got away with it the first 2 times. That time he's whistled for the foul.
Timeout on the floor. This IHSA broadcast. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Apt Electronics and Appliances. For the largest selection of electronics and appliances at the best possible price, visit Apt in Glenview. And of course, Massey Ferguson, what to depend on. Shot at the other end is not down, but Pana sends Quincy Notre Dame back to the free throw line.
That's that out of bounds play underneath the basket. Once again, Quincy Notre Dame really tries to put you in a bad position there. And the guy that's been doing most of that damage is Turwell, and he's back at the free throw line.
Yeah, the more you see of the Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame, the more you appreciate not only their depth, but just their all-around play on both ends of the court. I mean, they're aggressive defensively. They obviously have a good inside game, even on the half-court situation. It's a 14-point lead for Quincy Notre Dame. And Pana is looking for answers. 80 with a very tough shot. Man, that's just one on everybody.
Boy, 80 just finds a way to get it done. He's only 6'1" and 150 pounds, but he's made a few of those leaning shots off the glass in this ball game. He's got 17 points to lead both teams.
Baki and Kistner have been playing together for so many years, they can kind of read each other's basketball minds.
Now Pana's come out in a little bit of a 1-2-2 zone themselves.
And they go inside, don't get it to fall, and that's going to be a foul on Turwell, who missed the shot. That happens a lot. You're following your own miss and on somebody's back.
Good move by Coach Boker here to kind of shake things up a little bit defensively, show them a little bit of a different look on defense, and then get them out of that low post presence that they have and the advantage that they have with their size inside.
And Pana breaks that 1-2-2 ball press. Kastner's got a wide open 3. It's not there. Rebound fought for. That'll be a jump ball as 80 and Baki tied each other up, but the arrow pointing the Raiders' way.
Kastner just kind of hanging his head a little bit. Can't believe he's missing so many attempts. He's 2 for 5 from three-point range.
And he came in a 33% three-point shooter, 49 of 148. Baki gets hung up in the air, but manages to get rid of it. And now inside, Emmerich, no. Pana still has a lot of time left. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. But anything beyond the arc is a stubborn endeavor. 80 forces. He'll go to the free throw line. Well,
he almost got that one up and off the glass as well.
I was going to say, what else?
Kid just has a knack of getting the ball to the basket. Done a great job of penetrating, creating some offense inside, and that time he'll draw the foul and go to the line for 2.
Everything important now. It was a 9-point lead for Quincy Notre Dame at the break. And it'll be 10 if 80 makes that net move. They get a good look at him. 6'1", 150, a junior. Like Matt said, well, couldn't get it to fall. Emmerich controlling the boards as Bakke goes baseline. Hangs, no. Rebound comes down to Pana. Radford cleared it out of there. 80 again. Nice bounce pass. Across the way to Malega. Nope, won't fall. Malega's got it back. Won't fall. They just can't get anything inside as Bakke comes out of there with it. That was a golden opportunity missed.
Well, Malega was inside, but he also realized that Emmerich was there at 6'8". Just a little hard off the glass the second attempt.
Zach Greer in the game, number 22, as we've got whistles and a foul underneath the basket along the baseline, and that might go against Malega. Yes, it is.
With Kyle Klein at 5'8", 145, behind Sean Emmerich at 6'8" and 195, and he got called for a pushing foul.
So Emmerich gets himself situated. The winner plays Chicago Leo tomorrow. A lot of people expected Leo to come out here and just really turn this into a track and field event, but they played very meticulous basketball, very paced.
Really kind of surprised about their team. They played kind of reverse roles. Their big guys played on the perimeter, and their smaller guys really posted up hard and were very successful at it.
Evan Washburn will get it to fall and go to the free throw line. Chris Peters will pick up the foul. Let's see how Washburn got it to fall.
Washburn just would not be denied inside. A little penetration inside, goes up against Peters, gets the ball up over the rim and in. They'll get the chance to cut this lead to 10.
They're not making many free throws either. This one's knocked away from behind, but another foul as Emmerich will take another trip to the free throw line. Payne is a pretty good free throw shooting team. I mean, right around 75% on the year, so you expect when it's important that it will fall for him, but that hasn't been the case in the last few minutes. Ryan Trells is checking in. Radford out, also coming in is Drew Kastner back in the lineup. Out is 80, who does need a little bit of a rest. Kyle Klein, number 13, is in there. Malega's in there, as is Washburn. And the roll for Emmerich. Notre Dame's pretty much controlled this thing from the get-go. This one bounces out as Malega clears it out to Kastner. Washburn getting beat up by Peters. Now he'll take a tough 8-footer. Not there. Rebound is coming out. It's fought for on the ground, and we've got a push against Peters for Quincy Notre Dame.
Yeah, Klein just beat him to the spot that time. Good hustle by the senior Kyle Klein. Really got to the ball first and was able to draw the pushing foul.
And the Quincy Notre Dame throng, and it is a throng. There's a lot of them here showing their dislike for that personal foul. Well, 80 didn't rest long. He's getting ready to check back in as Kyle Klein, the senior, averaging 5 points a game, needs everyone right now. Game is setting up a lot like the St. Anne Winnebago game. St. Anne kind of holding court for 3.5 quarters this afternoon before Winnebago came back late. That's what Pana fans are hoping for here tonight. Emmerich inside as Turwelp has trouble with it. Controls, gets it right back to Greer, and Greer is fouled.
But Turwelp drew a lot of attention that time he got the ball inside. There were 4 painted defenders right on top of him as he got the ball in on the post. He was able to regain control of the basketball and dump it inside for the foul.
Pana now with 9 personal fouls in this half, setting up that bonus with the next one. Greer drills it.
Still have a whole quarter to play.
Yeah. And there you see the concerned look of Will Byers, who's been negated in this game. His 14-point average is 8 rebounds per game. And that's what Quincy Notre Dame will do to you. They'll take a big guy and shut him down.
Pana's had a couple of opportunities here to cut into this 10-point lead. Now it's back to 13 for Quincy Notre Dame. Just unable to crack that lead below double digits once again.
.80 with 30 seconds is bumped from behind. A lot of bodies flying. Bakke was setting up for the charge, but the foul occurred before that contact.
That'll be a one and bonus opportunity. Something certainly that Quincy Notre Dame doesn't want to see in this ball game is sending Pana to the free throw line to give them easy point opportunities. Mitch Ady's made 6 out of 7 attempts in this ball game.
Pana would like to at least get it back to what the halftime deficit was, but they might not get that opportunity if Pana holds on, or I should say Quincy Notre Dame holds on for the final shot. Jacob Litton checking in now for Pana, wearing number 21.
Mitch Ady certainly does his job, done his job in this ball game. Has 20, averages 11 on the season. He's got 3 other teammates that average 14 that haven't really assisted him in his efforts tonight.
They're going to wait as Bakke gives it over on the wing. Greer and Bakke playing a little catch. Peters along the baseline with his arm up saying, I can come out and pop this thing. But of course they always look for Turwelp. There's Peters along the baseline, and he did pop it.
Good adjustment that time by Peters on the shot to get a little extra arch on that to knock it down.
And it's a 13-point deficit for Pana, and it's all going well for Quincy Notre Dame. We're back with the final quarter after these local messages as you watch Peters drain it.
And welcome back to Carver Arena. Quincy Notre Dame, the 13-point lead by special request. A command performance from Frank the Tank of Pana. Hit it. You have to see this to believe it, guys. If you saw Old School, this might look familiar. We're going streaking! We're going streaking! No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, we're not going streaking. Frank the Tank and the Pana fans still believe they got a chance. Way to go, Frank the Tank. All right, back to you.
Thanks, Lee. You want to empty the building? Streaking and Lee Hall, that would empty it. That would empty
now
it.
Now that's the second time he's done that. How many T-shirts does that kid bring to a ball game?
Obviously, enough. Quincy Notre Dame with a nice interior pass. Emery got it. What a feed. And Pana just has to really count on Quincy Notre Dame missing a few shots here, and they're not doing it.
I've really been impressed with the junior Sean Emmerich. Watch, the ball goes down to the baseline, but he heads straight to the basket. A little catch and shoot. He keeps the ball above his head. A lot of times a 6'8" guy will try to put that ball on the floor, and he's just done a great job. He's got 12 points in the ball game off the bench along with 6 rebounds.
And every time they close to within 10, Quincy Notre Dame has an answer. Kastner gets it over to Litton. 80's not even out there right now. Evan Washburn in traffic and a charge. A charge. And that's Peters, who's had a pretty nice game.
He really has. He's made some great contributions off the bench as well. Not just on the offensive end where he has 5 points, but defensively as well. He's done a great job.
Of course, should this score hold, you're going to have the 2 highest rated teams down here going at each other on the final day. As Chicago Leo and Quincy Notre Dame would be numbers 3 and 4, vying to get to the championship game. And now, of course, with those long arms and that perimeter passing, and again, here's an inside game that you're not going to stop. Joe Turwelp with the feed.
I think he waved it off, or did he count that?
I think he counted.
No, he did count the basket. Again, Sean Emmerich from the high post position does a good job. Joe Turwelp cutting along the baseline, going hard to the basket. Malega just a little too late coming over to try to pick up the charge.
We've got some scores to pass along from AA.
Some of the sectional finals tonight. Westchester St. Joe beat Fenwick 66-62. Von Steuben over Evanston 91-67. Waukegan over Gurney Warren 51-42. Moline beat Rockford Boylan 69-47. East St. Louis over Edwardsville 47-40. Peoria Central beat my Pekin Dragons 73-61. Mount Zion over Normal Community 51-49. We'll have more here in a moment.
Byers responding, but they need a whole lot of response time right now, trailing by 15. Quincy Notre Dame, not one standout, just 7 or 8 good, solid basketball players. Like that one.
Yeah. Emmerich. Boy, he's been a ton.
Averaging 8 on the year, but tonight 14.
And again, that pushes Quincy Notre Dame as a team up to 60% shooting from the field. Just you can see their focus is to get the ball inside and to just really dominate, and that's what they've done. Back to a few more sectional scores. Aurora West over Almonte Valley 58-54. Thornton beat Thornwood 50-41. Hoffman Estates over Schaumburg 62-52. Carbondale beat Belleville West 81-72. Farragut beat Westinghouse 76-54. Simeon over Hyde Park 69-57. Homeward Flossmoor over Rich Central 66-50. Downers Grove South 51, Willowbrook 40, and Prairie Ridge was victorious 65-50.
Six more minutes of this, and Quincy Notre Dame will be going to sleep tonight dreaming about a championship. The alley-oop pass won't work. Peters tried to get up there from the alley-oop from Bakke, but I guess when you're up by 17, you can try that.
Well, I was just impressed that Peters hung up there as long as he did, was able to even try a tip at the basket, but he'll be called for the over-the-back fouls. And rebound came back his way, and he was whistled trying a little too aggressively to get his hands back on the ball.
Scott Douglas, of course, trying to put his name among all those much talked about Douglases from Quincy. There's been a lot of them. No relation, but the ones who played for Quincy High, of course, went on to some pretty good things in college ball. And now this Mr. Douglas wants to make sure that Quincy Notre Dame is remembered. Free throws are good by Ryan Trells. But what can Pana do now? Zach Greer, Peters, look at Emmerich. He just gets up high and feeds down low.
Nice two-man game going on right now between Emmerich and Turwelp inside. They're doing a lot of damage. Turwelp's got to think this is great, having a luxury of Emmerich in there just to feed him the ball. He doesn't have to do all the dirty work like he's been doing for the most of the night.
Turwelp is 7 of 11 from the floor, 6 of 7 from the line for a total of 20 points. Kistner has 10 as well. Greenwell has 8, and it goes on. As Drew Kastner and his senior mates don't want to see the season end, but they're down by 17. Fade away, good.
Kastner was finally able to get some room to get a shot off. He had the Quincy Notre Dame defender right in his shorts the entire night. It's a huge mismatch inside.
Emmerich gets it again.
He's gotten that roll all night long. He had Ryan Trells at 5'9" and 160 pounds trying to guard the 6'9", 195 Emmerich inside.
Klein misfires. Turwelp has another rebound, and Johnny Bakke and company. Oh, the alley-oop to Emmerich. No, but Peters is there
to clean it up.
Now they're having fun. They're above their season average. Jumper out front, not there by Kastner. Here comes Peters. Quincy Notre Dame averaging 72, sitting at 74 right now and looking for more with 4:34 remaining in the contest.
At this point in the ball game, you're going to start to see a lot of the guys near the end of the bench get in the ball game just to get that experience of being down here at the state tournament.
Plus, you're playing the last game of the quarterfinal day. You're going to have 3 games if you, well, no matter whether you win in the semifinal or not, you're going to have 3 games basically within a 24-hour period. So a little rest doesn't hurt.
Well, certainly in Quincy Notre Dame's case, up 19 at this point, looking to go up 20. They need to start considering that. They've got a couple of ball games tomorrow, a very tough semifinal contest, more than likely against Chicago Leo, a team that ranked 3rd in the state.
Peters will get the free throw, and we'll take a break as the lead has stretched to 20 for the Raiders from Quincy, Notre Dame. You're watching state tournament basketball on the IHSA television network. Well, thanks to Chili's. Kastner. Washburn will hang and get a pair right there. And right now, when you're up by 20, you may be a relentless defense, but you're just going to fall prey to human nature and let a few things slide.
I would expect Quincy Notre Dame to be a little bit more patient here on offense. With this lead, they're just going to take some air out of the ball.
And of course, they're in the bonus situation. They throw it away as Washburn comes up with the steal. Every time somebody tries to go outside that arc, somebody jumps out. This one will go in and out and back in again. Washburn with a nice move.
Last 2 buckets has doubled the point output for Washburn in this ball game. His average is 14.5 a game. Now he's got 8.
Felser across the way to Turwelp, and we're going to the free throw line. You know, I'm looking at Johnny Bakke, the point guard right now, number 4, and I bet he doesn't have any idea how many points he has, how many assists. He doesn't care.
He just knows his team's up by 16 or 17 right now. 16.
And you'll see Bakke, if they call on him to take over, he will, but he didn't have to tonight because the inside game for Quincy Notre Dame was just too much. And that's pretty impressive considering when I saw them in the super sectional against Allman, it was their pressure that kind of turned the tide, but they don't really need their pressure tonight.
No, they didn't, and you really didn't see much of it, but we certainly have seen Bakke and his leadership out there on the floor get the team in the offensive flow, and defensively he's done a great job of bothering guys like Kastner, not letting him get into the flow until more recent here in the 4th quarter.
And as we told you, TJ stepping up the offense, and that showed tonight. Washburn, that's a 3. It's still 14 in favor of Quincy Notre Dame as Bakke is fouled in the backcourt by Malega. 3:13, and then we've got our final 4. And everybody who knew this Quincy Notre Dame team before the season even started, actually when the last season ended, said, well, this could be their year. This is the year they've got to make some noise. And those expectations have not been squandered, that's for sure, as Bakke gives him 77 points on the night. And you can see Will Byers he just got to be bummed because he expected to be a force in this game, as he usually is for Pana. But he was shut down.
A little outmanned by the Quincy Notre Dame front line.
And they got 3 people they'll send at you.
Sometimes 4.
And of course, yeah, that would be Mr. Emmerich, I believe you're counting in.
Absolutely.
Washburn trying to keep his streak going. Nope. Felser with the rebound, outlets it to Kistner, who says, I don't need a shot right now. We're winning big time, 77-62. We're going to the quarter, I should say the semifinals after the quarterfinals are over. Felser's all alone, but he gets it stripped by Kastner, who gets it up ahead to Malega, who gets 2.
Little garbage time right now. Pana's picking up their defensive effort just to try to create some steals. Certainly Quincy Notre Dame's just trying to take care of the basketball, and only a layup in this situation is the only shot you're going to see from them.
Yeah, you're bound to have a little letdown once you get up by 20. This copyrighted broadcast is presented for the entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association and cost broadcast sales is strictly prohibited. Malega coming out. And you got to love Gary Boker. You got to love Pana because, you know, they're a class organization. They win a lot of games. They're known throughout the state for the kind of basketball they play. And, hey, when they're getting beat, they take it like men.
They know it's just not their night, and Quincy Notre Dame on this night is the better team.
Turwelp with 23 on the night to lead all scorers. Mitch 80 has 20 for Pana. Castor with a rainbow. And a timeout, Gary Boker. He might want to get some of his subs in right now, too. We'll come back for the final 2:12. Quincy, Notre Dame up by 13. You're listening and watching on the IHSA television network. Quincy Notre Dame wants to get into tomorrow, and they're having their way. Their wish is about to be granted, and we started off at 11 tomorrow here on the IHSA television network with Winnebago taking on hometown Peoria Christian, and then Chicago Leo against, unless the roof falls in, the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame as they go back to the free throw line. I tell you what, Joe Turwelp having himself a night to remember, huh?
Just inside, they've had a lot of mismatches, and they certainly take advantage of that. Turwelp's done damage not only in the paint, but also from the free throw line. 9 out of 11 with 2 more trips.
They've been to the free throw line now over 40 times on the night. There you see the papa-to-be, Gary Boker. Of course, his wife expecting, his wife the softball coach at Pana. As Turwelp adds to his personal booty and the team booty as well. It's 81-66. In and out for 80.
Turwelp's going to be shooting free throws again
all night long. And at some point, if you're Pana, I mean, you've got to keep fouling, you know that, but with 2 minutes exactly remaining, it looks like it's a moot point.
We're on pace right now to approach the record for free throws attempted and free throws made in a ball game. Free throws attempted 78. We may not get there, but we may get to the most free throws made of 55. We're sitting on 51 currently. Make it 52.
When you talk about records, you don't usually talk about free throws in this day and age, do you? But that's what we're looking at tonight. Washburn from way downtown. Rebound, Turwelp had it come off his hand, but let's see who touched it last. It will be Pana's basketball. 83 points on the board. Man, that's impressive. Washburn can't get it to fall again. TJ Kistner will go to the free throw line now. Earlier today, Peoria Christian, the smaller of the two teams against Massac County, but they are one hustling outfit, aren't they?
They certainly are. A scrappy ball club, just really plays up, you know, a frenzied pace throughout the entire ball game.
And kind of a throwback, not only with their style, but also with their hairstyles. They look like about 5 old Bill Waltons out there with that big floppy hair, and they'll be in it tomorrow against Winnebago, and Winnebago had the thriller of the day coming back in the final 3 minutes against St. Anne, and I'm sure St. Anne's feeling bad and their fans because that was a game they probably could have walked out of here with in the win column, but that's why they play them. Then Chicago Leo took care of Breeze Central earlier this evening, 59-43, and Quincy Notre Dame is making sure they leave here with a trophy at least. And now Pana will send in all their reserves. Alex Pastor is coming in. Brad Mazur is coming in. Andrew Byers also checking in from Coach Boker's bench. Out comes Kasner, and Pana fans will remember his career. He's not happy, of course, but he's getting a hug from Boker for all of the effort that he gave this team for all those games and many, many wins at Pana. That free throw record might be coming. I'm going to let you count that. Baseline jumper isn't there. That was Alex Pastor with a miss.
Well, we're 54 makes and 73 attempts right now. So we've got one more made free throw to tie to the record. 5 more attempts to break or to tie the attempt record.
Raymond Lincolnwood in Lawrenceville back in 1972, the semifinal, hold the record for most free throws made.
Nobody looks like they're that interested in fouling at this point.
Don't they know about the record?
I hope not.
I'm sure the officials and the coaches probably feel the same way Matt does. Okay, this thing's done. Let's finish it. 85-66. And they're just going to throw it away now. Greenwell, all of them will come out now. TJ Kistner coming out. Adam Turstrup coming out.
I tell you, Quincy Notre Dame's a solid team.
Yeah, they sure are.
They go a good 8 guys that can really contribute out there, and they're very impressive. I wasn't expecting this, and you can see why at one point in the season they were #1 and why they started the year at #2.
Lucas Cramsey in the ball game with a rebound. That'll feel good. He got in the stat sheet. Also in there is Jay Newsom, Jason Green. Also Brian Morrell is in there. And let's not forget about Johnny Bordewick. Those are the substitutes for the final 35 seconds here for the winning Quincy Notre Dame team. Cramsey out front. He's got a fire one, doesn't he? Yeah, not there. Cramsey again, back up, no. No free throw. Cramsey, no, he'll feed it off, and that one's no good. But Cramsey's got it back, and he's in the book. 3 attempts by Lucas Cramsey, and he's on the board as Pana watches their season end. A highly successful one, but it will end at 27-5, and Quincy Notre Dame will move on at 29-3. It's over. 87-66 is our final from the Peoria Civic Center. And no, the free throw record didn't fall. You don't have to tell your grandchildren you were there.
Well, the one team did tie a record for attempts, and that was one team 47 attempts. But a lot of fouls, a little sloppy there in the second half, but certainly Quincy Notre Dame had the advantage in this ball game with the size and just their point of emphasis. They really attacked the basket, and that's why they ended up with so many free throw attempts.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Chicago Leo plays against Quincy Notre Dame. As we said, they were very methodical, and we'll see if they go about their tempo that way as well. Let's see what Lee Hall has to say with a very happy Scott Douglas. Lee.
All right, we're with Scott Douglas. Boy, 87 points. You guys, pretty good offensive force out there tonight.
Yeah, we played pretty good offensively. I mean, I think we did a pretty good job of taking advantage of what they were giving us. And again, I thought that our kids just attacked, and I think that was kind of the whole game. Both teams were attacking each other. We had a hard time stopping their drives. I mean, they made some tough shots. I thought our defense was better, but they still made tough shots. So again, I'm absolutely thrilled with our performance, and we know we got tough ones tomorrow, but that's okay. We know we're going to play tomorrow, so we're excited about it.
You guys, one of the hardest things I think in sports is to play with a lead, and your team did that well tonight.
Yeah, I think we did better. We've been through that through this tournament where we've gotten leads and then squandered them. And tonight I thought, when we needed a big play somewhere, we made it. When we needed to make some free throws just to survive a possession, we did it. And so it was a good job.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. We're with our Country Insurance Player of the Game, Joe Turwell. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about the feeling. You're going to take home some kind of hardware tomorrow.
Oh, it's a great feeling. We're just so happy. We came out ready to go tonight. we're probably playing some of our best basketball right now, and we're glad with the win, but we're not satisfied. You know, we want to keep going, keep this thing rolling. You know.
When you guys were shooting 75% early in the game, boy, it must be a great feeling to be out there and be feeling it like you guys were early.
Oh yeah, you know, it's always great when you're making shots. You know, our motto is get the ball in post and then work off that, and we did that tonight. We got the ball in the post. You know, we were getting easy layups, and shots were just going down for us tonight.
All right, good luck to you tomorrow, Joe.
Thank you very much.
Right. Joe Turwell, Our Country Insurance, player of the game. Jim, back to you.
Let's go from our player of the game to our ABT Electronics play of the game.
And again, a lot of action on the board. Emmerich and Peters doing a good job off the bench. Those guys create a great lift for Quincy Notre Dame when some of their star players are out, and you can get that kind of contribution off the bench. Just makes your team that much better, and we saw clearly the better team won tonight.
They beat them up inside tonight, and we're back after this on the IHSA Television Network. This quarterfinal day ends with Quincy Notre Dame routing Pana 87-66. Tomorrow it's Peoria Christian against Winnebago in game 1 of the semifinals. And then, of course, Chicago Leo will take on Quincy Notre Dame in a battle of the rateds number 3 and number 4. We hope you join us tomorrow morning starting at 11. It's been a great day of basketball. Thanks for joining us on the IHSA Television Network.